Hello everyone, welcome back. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the Shield Arms Z9 magazine, and today we're specifically going to be focusing on the steel magazine release that you're supposed to buy with these steel-bodied magazines. And the reason is if one piece is plastic and the other one is steel, the side that's steel is going to wear out the plastic side. So if you continue to use the original plastic magazine release and you use the steel bodied magazine, what's going to happen is your magazine is going to wear out your magazine release. Likewise, if you insert this, if you install the steel magazine release and then go back to using your plastic factory Glock magazines, the steel magazine release is going to wear this out. And you can see it when I put this in there. You can see how this is a little harder to drop, right? It drops a little bit harder. Okay, now so here's the thing: if I were to use this Glock OEM magazine with this, eventually this would break in. The same way this body over here shows wear marks, right, where the magazine release basically wore into the paint a little bit and allows this thing to, drop out more easily. Eventually, that's going to happen to your Glock OEM magazine, and that's going to be fine. This will work. Problem is now if you take this magazine and you put it into another Glock 43 that has a plastic magazine release, it's going to be a little bit loose. Okay. So what I wanted to try out today is I wanted to try out these ETS magazines with the Shield Arms magazine release. And the reason is I discovered this when I started messing around with these Glock 43s. By the way, we are talking about Polymer 80 PF9 SSs. So these are Glock 43 clones. Okay, all of my G43s are G43 clones. So that's what we're talking about. Okay. So anyway, as I was saying, what I noticed a while ago that the ETS magazines are a little bit thinner than your factory Glock magazines, right? So here I got an empty one here. So you can see how when I put the factory one in, you see how when there's nothing in there, it's a little harder to get this to drop. Well, when you put the ETS one, look, see how it comes flying out. You still gotta press it hard, but it will. There you go. It comes flying out. But there's still a lot of pressure involved. Okay. So what I want to do today is I want to fire a few shots with these ETS magazines. With this Shield Arms magazine release. Put my ears on. So I got a 2 foot by 1 foot target out there at 65 yards. Okay, let's see if you guys got in the picture. I've been shooting this for like the last week. That's my goal, to try and hit that target out there. So we're doing this with the ETS magazines using the Shield Arms magazine release. Okay, let's actually top this off. I want to see how this functions when it's topped off. Okay. All right, let's get out to 65 yards, 2 foot by 1 foot target. One hit, not my best day. Let's try it again. ETS magazine. This time, let's try it at the close targets, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it one-handed. Let's see how we do one-handed with this. Okay, goes to lockout, working good. So the magazine is working good, and the fact, angle camera down just a little bit. The fact that the ETS magazines, the body is a little bit thinner, is working, is working good. There's not too much wiggle room, which was the problem that I had when I was, here you go, like this one over here has This one has the plastic Glock 43 magazine, the OEM one. You can see how there's a little bit of more wiggle in there. Okay, that's got a little bit more wiggle versus, right? And you see when I press this, that comes flying out, right? See how that shoots out of there? All right. So when I put it in this one here, okay, you gotta press. I gotta press it harder. Yeah, you gotta press harder. All right. So it's. Am I getting it? See, it does come out, but you gotta press it harder. So these ETS magazines, it seems, are gonna work better with this Shield Arms magazine release. So the benefit of this is I don't have to worry about damaging my Glock OEM magazines, because I can just continue to use these with the other guns, the other G43s that have an OEM magazine release, right? So I can match these up, but with the G43s that have the Shield Arms magazine release, I can use these ETS magazines that seem to be working pretty good and are considerably cheaper. Still got to press hard to get it out of there. Okay, and considerably cheaper. So even if I do damage these, like, you know, and I scratch these up and these break in, I mean, I don't care, all right? But these are, you know, I have found these. I am finding these to be very reliable with this magazine release. When I was testing the ETS ones out with the OEM one, I was finding, because of that wiggle, occasionally I would get a jam. You know, because if this thing moves around, it can change the angle. Other thing I noticed is because this was a little bit looser, it was a little easier on the recoil to hit the magazine release, and then the magazine would come loose. So that's why I stopped using these. But now that I have this Shield Arms magazine release, I'm going to start experimenting even more with this. Let's go back to the Z9 magazine, right? Because this is the goal here, is to continue to test this Z9 magazine. Let's shoot this out. Let's go back to 65 yards. Now, let's shoot it, and then we'll talk. All right, let me angle you guys out there. Make sure you guys can see the target. Yeah, you guys can see the target. Okay. I mean, you're not going to see the hits, but you can hear the pings, basically. Let's see if I can exclude 65 yards. Not my best day. 2 out of 10, 65 yards, 2 foot by 2 foot by 1 foot target. So I've been testing this out like every day. Let me angle you down a little bit. I've been testing this Z9 magazine out every day for like the last week. I'm going to continue to test it, but I am kind of starting to form an opinion as far as the reliability here. Okay, and again, this is specific to this aftermarket, to the aftermarket Polymer 80 PF9 SSs, right? The G43 clones. Okay, so here's the thing: how reliable is the gun? You know, with an OEM magazine, I will say that it is 99% reliable. Now, why do I say 99% reliable? And I think that also applies to an OEM Glock 43. Now, I know there's going to be people out there that are going to say, hey, Glock 43 never have jams. But yeah, but you guys don't shoot it, you know, one-handed while you're moving. In order for the gun to work, the bottom part has to stay steady while this goes back all the way. Okay, so if you're shooting this one-handed and moving around and the gun moves a little bit, that slide's not going to come back all the way, and the gun's going to jam up. And you know, people that shoot factory Glock 43s the way I shoot them, you know, moving around one-handed, that kind of stuff, will occasionally get jams as well. Okay, so the larger G17s, G19s, they've got more weight, right? There's more mass on the gun to keep the gun a little bit more anchored, so they're more forgiving. With the smaller guns, they're less forgiving. Okay, if you don't hold the gun firmly enough, right? You got to hold the gun firmly so that slide goes back all the way. So because of the way I shoot, right, where I'm moving around, one-handed shooting, you know, all that stuff, you know, these small guns for me tend to be 99% reliable. But that means that I just get more practice unjamming the guns. I mean, that's just something that, you know, that you got, you know, that's how you deal with that, right? You just really get good at unjamming the guns really fast when they do jam up. But now with the Z9 magazine, so far what I'm seeing is that, I mean, yeah, I am getting slightly increased chances, slightly increased failure rates. So I would say that it went from 99% reliable to 98% reliable, okay? And I've seen, and that's, I'm using a mix of steel case ammunition and brass, and some of the jams that I have seen are also with brass. Now, you know, and it is cheap Target brass that I am using. So, you know, so it is what it is. So, so there is I have seen a slight drop in reliability with the Z9 magazines in the week that I've been using this. I've probably shot at least 500 rounds on this magazine so far. Okay, so there is going to be a slight bit of reliability. Now, people will ask me, would I trust my life to this magazine here, or this gun, with this magazine? And the answer to that is, I don't trust my life to any gun. Okay, I trust my life to my skills, right? To the skills that I've been developing, which you know, and again, the gun is just a tool, right? When the gun jams, you have to unjam it. You have to be able to go to other weapons. You have to be able to go to the hands. That's all part of the training. Okay. So I don't trust my life to guns. I trust my life to the training and to the skills that I've been developing. Okay, so that's my feeling on that. But to kind of quantify things with the way I shoot, the way you guys see me shooting, moving and shooting, it's looking like, yes, there is a slight drop or in that reliability. So from what would normally be a 99% reliability, it's probably down to 98% now, so there's maybe like a 1% drop. And I'm going to keep testing this, and you know, I'll make a headline video on that at some point in the future. I'm looking at trying to get some more of these magazines, so I have a larger, you know, so basically I'm dealing with a larger sample than just one. Okay. So thanks for watching. Drop some comments below. Let me know what you think. If there's anything that you guys think I should be trying with this magazine, let me know. And make sure you guys follow me on my non-censored, uncensored platforms. Right, I'm on Odyssey over there. I'm Pocono Tactical. On Rumble, I'm Pocono Guns. On HugeTube and Gunstreamer, I am Pocono Tactical. So I'm also on YouTube. I also got Pocono Shooting, Safa, and Absolute Guns. Okay, so I'm all over the place trying to stay ahead of the censors. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you all soon.